Yo, what the heck is up, guys? It's your boy G Whiz.
It's your boy T.Boogie.
And hey, we're back again bringing you the Week 12 picks on this NFL slate. We already picked up Thursday, so we'll go over those briefly. And then we'll also give you our picks for Sunday. Personally, my apologies for the last video. There was no audio recording, and that's 100% my fault. But I hope that you enjoyed looking at us pantomime for like 90 minutes. We did a great job. It was phenomenal. Yeah, exactly. Getting a lot of practice in there, I see.
That one was just for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for
It
us
was good.
to just
It
for
was
us to
good.
enjoy.
Yeah, there were a
Yeah.
lot of jokes as well that I don't think would have been appropriate. So I'm glad that maybe the audio was cut. It seems like,
I
divine
don't think people
intervention.
can handle the truth about barbecued spare ribs on Thanksgiving either. So we'll
No,
save that one for next year.
yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, T. Let's go ahead and jump into these bad boys, man. So Thursday was a big day for football. A lot of high-scoring games, which I didn't expect from a Thursday slate in general, with all of these teams having played on Thursday. The first one being Buffalo at Detroit. Now, Buffalo was favored 9.5, which is, it doesn't really sound insane, but after seeing the final, it was pretty insane. Boogie, what was the final of that one there?
That was the Buffalo Bills 28, the Detroit Lions 25.
Nice, dude. So we had
There you go. Man, let me take care of this little guy over here.
oh, you got it. You got
This
it.
this one's on me.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
close.
So
I mean, they
close.
looked in
Excellent.
control for most of the game. So
They did,
rough.
man. So I really liked a lot of what Detroit was doing. Josh Allen is, of course, just a guy. He was running
He's a guy.
when he needed to run. He was making a lot of huge plays.
Hmm.
But I mean, the Detroit Lions in general, Jamal Williams, I mean, he was handling business. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he was killing it as well. Is there anything you saw from this game, Boogie, that really stood out to you?
I was just really impressed with the way that the Detroit Lions came back after a 3-game road stand and tried to close this one out. Um, I'm impressed with Jamal Williams as well coming into this game. I think he was the NFL's leader in rushing touchdowns, and he continued to hold that title with, I believe,
Yeah.
he got 3 in this game.
Three, man, I only
I,
noticed one, but who knows? Thanksgiving, man, it was a long day of drinking and hanging out. So
I'm sure not paying no mind. It
yeah,
was just one.
yeah. I was like, I only saw the one right at the beginning of the game, but I mean, he really killed it there.
Hmm.
So
He
good for
did.
him.
He did a great job. Yeah.
Yeah, they really slayed. So next up, of
Play.
course, we had the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas was favored -9.5, and they covered handily. Boogie, what was the final of that one?
They absolutely did not cover it, as the final was 28-20. Cowboys win.
They
Uh
kick,
huh.
they kick a field goal at the end because it was 28-17 when I stopped watching. So
Um,
that's unfortunate.
no, that's wild because they got a touchdown in the last frame. The
Oh,
both of them got a touchdown in the last
then it
frame.
was 13. 28-13,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anywho,
Rough
goodness.
stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Zeke Elliott looked pretty good in this one. Not as good as Tony Pollard, who is definitely the guy moving forward. CeeDee Lamb
Hmm.
was making some big plays. Dak looked pretty much in control of this game, and it didn't really look like Saquon could really get anything going. Was there anything that really stood out to you, Boogie?
I agree about Ezekiel Elliott. It was nice to see, a little of that Zeke swagger coming into this game, it was nice to see the Dallas Cowboys jump into the Salvation Army bowl again and continue that tradition. But
Absolutely.
pretty good game. Definitely was busy with the turkey at this point, so wasn't paying too much mind to this one, especially since Dallas really started to run away with it in the third quarter. So good game, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Dallas does over the next several weeks. I think the Giants have about reached their peak as a team. They're probably gonna be middling to bad from here on out. But I'm excited to see how Dallas takes it to the rest of the NFC as the season goes on.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. It'll be really interesting to see what happens this Sunday or tomorrow. Pardon me. Of course, we have a big matchup where Green Bay is going to be visiting the Philadelphia Eagles on that big Sunday night game. But we will see, and we'll talk about that more later. Really, probably the best game of the day. We had the New England Patriots at the Minnesota Vikings, and it was just man a lot of scoring. New England played a lot better than I thought they would. What was the final in that one, Boogie?
So the final was the Vikings 33, the New England Patriots 26.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean, was it a last second Adam Thielen touchdown that really took him over the top there? I don't
Yeah,
really
took it in the back corner, just like that Kyle Rudolph touchdown from a few years ago that was so controversial.
Mhm.
But yeah, took him over the top. They played a very competitive game up until halftime, but I mean, Justin Jefferson is out here making a case for being the best, young receiver in the league and maybe the best receiver period in the league.
Absolutely. I
He
mean,
has he has he's surpassed all other receivers for receiving yards within their first 3 seasons, and I mean he continues to stack on top of that number. I believe he actually exceeded it several weeks ago, and he just keeps continuing to plow it on top of plowed it as he moves forward.
yeah, absolutely, man. I completely agree. Justin Jefferson's certified stud. He's probably going to get over 2,000 yards receiving, which would be unheard of.
Mm.
A couple of other notables that are like right in that same talk. Talk about Tyreek Hill, like that's insane, and Jalen Waddle could also. And it would be nuts to see two players from the same team be able to cross not only the 1,500 mark, which they're both only maybe 2 or 3 games away from, with 6 games left, but to also potentially be atop that 2,000 yard mark. It's just insanity, man. It really speaks to how the league is moving, and maybe we'll transition back to a run league. But I think right now, just passing an air raid, so to speak, is just really taking the cake.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson is currently leading the league with 1,232 yards with 6 games to go. Um, he would have to
Like above
average over
50.
100 yards a game for the remainder of the season in order to break the 2,000 mark. But even if he ends up with 16, 17, 1,800 yards, he's gonna rack up an all. I believe he should rack up an all pro in the on the NFC side for his performance.
Yeah,
Another
easy.
bright note is the continued rising star of Ramondre Stevenson. Even in a game where the New England Patriots at times looked slow and plodding, whenever Ramondre was out there, he was making your head snap with how he's getting through holes, how he was grabbing passes, um, how he was just handling business out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree, man. He's definitely going to be a rising star. Feel bad for Harris. He's probably not going to be running the ball too much now that Stevenson is really asserting himself as the number one back. Speaking
Yeah,
of
I
number
mean,
one backs, the number one back in the league, Derrick Henry, coming into this next matchup, hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. Now,
hmm
of course, team bias. If you want to go ahead and pencil it in for us, Boogie, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to take Cincinnati here.
let's take Cincinnati. Okay.
Now, here's the deal: no
Yeah.
Jamar Chase,
Right.
no Joe Mixon. I don't think it matters. I think
Mm.
it's going to be whether or not Tanning is going to attack Cam Taylor Britt, because as we discussed last week, and it got subsequently edited out, Cam Taylor Britt is allowing like 85% completions when being passed on, but he's highly effective against the run, right? So if we can get our run stopping done, I think that we're going to force Tannehill to pass, but he's been completing a lot of passes. So it's tough. Do we, stop the pass and let Derrick Henry go off for 200? It's going to be really tough. I think it's going to be a matter of points. The Titans do have an incredible defense, but their schedule has been pretty cake this entire year. I mean, you're talking about a team that, lost to Buffalo, put up buckets against like the Raiders, the Texans, the Broncos, the Commanders. Like, it's just like Yeah, I mean their schedule is pretty run of the mill in my opinion, and a lot of teams that they should beat. I feel like it's gonna actually be a test. I'm surprised that we're still favored -1.5 without a Joe Mixon and without a Samaje P Ryan. Just speaks to the testament of Joe Burrow. And I think we're gonna see a lot of production out of Tyler Boyd this week. I think if we recognized anything last week, it's that the Steelers shut down Tyler Boyd. T. Higgins went off for a buck 50. I would rather let Tyler Boyd get off if I'm the Titans. Like I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
let T Higgins beat me. Um, yeah, that's really what I have to say here. Tyler, thoughts?
I'm gonna keep it short and simple. I'm having a hard moment where I have to, a come to Jesus moment, you might call it, where I have to look at this. I have to look at these two teams playing each other and wonder to myself if the Cincinnati Bengals are going to have to take one of their L's, a precious L that they can't afford to take against this Tennessee Titans team. I think the biggest and maybe one of the only parameters that are going to determine the outcome of this game is going to be whether the Cincinnati run defense can stop Derrick Henry. We've been an absolute sieve. We've allowed Nick Chubb, the best running back in the league, to absolutely run all over us. We've allowed other teams with, like Najee Harris, Mr. 2.5 yards himself, to run all over us. That has been with the absence of DJ Reader, and he is, I believe, set to come back this weekend. But I don't know if DJ Reader is going to be enough to stop the bleeding, especially against one of the most dominant physical forces in the NFL. Um, just for the team bias, I will take Cincinnati here, but it would not surprise me if, even if Cincinnati bears down and attempts to stop the run throughout this game. It will not surprise me one bit if Tennessee comes away with a win here.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I completely agree with you, man. I'm really predicting a tight one. I don't think either team is gonna blow each other out of the water. I think that it's going to be the matter of 2 points. I feel like just with the weather the way it is right now, I feel like there's going to be a missed extra point somewhere, and that it's going to be a field goal and a win by two for whoever wins.
mhm.
That's just kind of where my head's at with that.
A good prediction. The
Yeah,
over under on this game is 42.5, so we're looking at a 21-22 kind of final score. Something real sticky and ticky tacky. Maybe, one or two touchdowns each half.
sure. Man, could be. Now they have Fat Randy, who's known to miss in big moments, and we have Shooter McPherson. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough
And
one.
I'm
I'm going with
and will the
team
rookie
bias.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Will the rookie Trey Burks, show up when he needs to for this Tennessee Titans team? Because their receiving core has been uneven, you could say, to be kind. Um,
Absolutely.
that would be that would be another deciding factor if Cincinnati truly can with the re-addition of DJ Reader stop this run game. Can they make up for it, or will Tannehill make enough mistakes that the Bengals can win the turnover margin and ultimately um, shut out the Tennessee Titans in the second half?
Yeah, man. I mean, I suppose anything's possible, right? Really, what I'm looking for is looking for a Ryan Tannehill interception over the middle of the field, which he does very well.
For us to do that.
But again, I think that they're going to, by and large, attack Cam Taylor Britt, and I do not blame them for doing so. It is a very intelligent move, and Vrabel's an intelligent guy. So look for Cam Taylor Britt to get exposed. He's going to have help over the top with Von Bell and Jesse Bates, but Jesse Bates will be his like strong side safety, and I think that they're really going to go after him. Might see a lot of dinks and dunks, in the beginning, but as soon as they get that as soon as Derrick Henry busts one for the equivalent of a first down or more, they're going to play action that motherfucker and they're going to attack Cam Taylor Britt. And that is the formula for their win. Now,
Yep.
just to like nail this point home, Cincinnati has to. We are the most efficient in the red zone, 100% in the past seven. I think it's like the past seven red zone possessions. We're 100%, all touchdowns, no field goals. So we need to continue that streak. Joe Burrow needs
Mhm.
to distribute the ball. I think Trent Irwin's back, which is really good for us. He's really fast. And dude, Samaje Perine might fuck around and have 150 yards on the ground himself, man. Like, could happen.
And one of the most important moves of this week has been bringing punter Drew Chrisman back up from the practice squad to the main roster. So all love to Kevin Huber, Cincinnati Bearcat Ring of Honor recipient and longtime punter for the Cincinnati Bengals. But it looks like Chrisman's coming home for Christmas.
I hope so, man. Huber, you've been great for the city of Cincinnati, man. But it's time to hang it up, buddy. When you're punting for an average of like 38 to 42 yards,
hmm
I think it's time to go.
Yeah, it's time to go punt for the Montreal Alouettes or something.
Yeah, no shit. So, that being said, man, we got another AFC North.
I have one more question for you.
Yeah, fire away.
The fuck is an Alouette?
I don't know.
I think it's a kind of cheese.
I was just being agreeable. I don't know.
That's very nice of you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No idea.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, comment down below if you know what an Alouette is.
Yeah, please, because I have no fucking idea. Yo, so next up we got Tampa Bay at Cleveland. Tampa Bay is favored -3 at Cleveland. Looks like Jacoby Brissett is getting the start here.
Mhm.
Boogie, what are your thoughts here?
I mean, just a random fact. Apparently, one of the most, just for the daily fantasy people out there, the stack of Amari Cooper and Jacoby Brissett is one of the most, efficient bang for your buck stacks that you can get on daily fantasy this coming weekend. Um, I love Jacoby Brissett. I think he, deserves to at least get a chance at a starting job next year. But wait, hold on. No, it's not this week. Okay, I thought this was the week that Deshaun Watson was coming back. So
He
Jacoby
is
Brissett
eligible to return this week, I thought.
he's an eligible return.
But
Oh,
I think he was only suspended, what, 11 weeks? 12 weeks? 11?
11 weeks. I thought he was going to come back for the Houston game, though. I thought he was
Is that
slated for that.
really? Okay, cool. I did not know that. I thought he was back or eligible to return. Maybe he's
Mhm.
eligible to practice this week and eligible to start next week. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
I don't-
so. But
Whatever. Who cares?
I-
He's a scumbag. Who gives a fuck?
either way, is Tom Brady free of the chains of his divorce proceedings? Going to be better than Mr. Slow Release, Mr. Slow Runner, Jacoby Brissett himself, Mr. Slow Mo. It remains to be seen. It'll be a real challenge for Nick Chubb on the ground with the Tampa Bay defense to get anything done. So it really will be up to Jacoby Brissett's arm this week, in my opinion. What do you think, G?
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Well, first of all, I think that Tom Brady is 2-0 after getting a divorce, so it seems like he's really doing it. I think that Tampa Bay's got the stronger team, man. If Tom's rolling, it's going to be tough to stop him, right? Especially with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They're just monstrous. Leonard Fournette's looking soft. Really, I think it's gonna be a closer game than what we think. Maybe like a 21-17 affair. I think that Tampa Bay. I'm gonna take Tampa Bay here. I think Tampa Bay is gonna come out with the dub. Man,
Pick Cleveland. Keep it.
Yeah,
Just keep it muddy out here and take those points.
Yeah, no doubt. You got it, man. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be a weird game. We'll see. Two teams that I don't really know what they're doing. Sometimes they play good, sometimes they don't. Miles Garrett at home could sack Tom Brady a bunch. We'll see about that.
And it's cold up there. Remember, Tom Brady's an old man. He's got brittle bones. He's got paper skin. He breaks his arms in the morning. He breaks his legs in the evening, and the heart attacks put him to sleep every night.
Yeah.
So, that's probably going to be challenging for him. 56-degree weather in First Energy Stadium at Cleveland, Ohio, and it's going to be rainy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Good day for some running game, huh? And who's the better one? Who's the best running back in the NFL? Who's the best running back in the NFL?
Marcus Lawrence. No. No, Nick Chubb. Yeah, man.
Nick
Nick
Chubb.
Chubb's really getting it. So
Nicholas Chubster.
it's gonna be interesting to watch. With something that's
Absolutely.
not going to be interesting to watch. Of course, we have the Houston Texans at the Miami Dolphins.
Hmm.
This should just be a practice, something exotic for McDaniel's here. I
Yeah,
don't.
watch for a lot of wing T out of this game.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because there's no reason why Miami isn't going to absolutely dominate here.
True.
I think the Tyreek Hill again, Jalen Waddle, Mostert, Tua is going to be way too much for this Houston Texas team. Damian Pierce might shine. They may score 14 points off of some like real dominant running, but I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a blowout. I'll take Miami. 13 is way too much in a men's league, but I'm going to do it because it's Houston, and Houston stinks. What are your thoughts, feelings, concerns here, Boogie?
I don't know if it was Chris Sims, Adam Lefko, or somebody else on that, on that podcast we used to listen to back in the day that said this, but more than anything, the way you see how good a good or great team is how they handle their weakest opponents. If they lay the wood on them, if they put their dicks in the dirt, and I believe that this Miami Dolphins, if they want to be seen as any sort of contender, really need to lay the wood on these Houston Texans, and I do believe that they have not only the horses but the creative play calling in order to do so. Again, I mean, I'm not kidding when I think that we're going to see maybe 5 wing T plays in this game with Raheem Mostert or Tyreek Hill running it. That has actually been something I've really been enjoying seeing. I don't know much about football formations and things of that nature. I just I never played football or anything, but the fact that people are reintroducing wing T concepts into professional football because of the turn towards the run over the last several weeks has just brought immeasurable joy to my heart, and I expect to see that and much more in this game to come.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you, Boogie. Another game that's going to be featuring a lot of running, of course, we got the Chicago Bears at the New York Jets. The Jets are favored by 7.
Why?
I, I guess because Zach Wilson's not playing. I don't know, man.
Okay,
If Flacco's playing, they should fry. Is it really 7 now?
7, and actually
Why?
Miami's 14, which is a challenging move, but
That's
that's
fine.
okay.
Whatever.
I'll keep it.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
take
keep it.
that. Yeah, I'll keep it too. Okay, so Joe Flacco plays, or who's the other one? Mike White.
Michael White. Michael White will be the starting quarterback.
Really, creative player Michael White. Wow.
Mikael White, yes, the Madden creative player.
Let's see. I think that damn, I don't even know what to do with this one. Give me give
Ooh,
me
Mike White also chose one of the most snake bitten numbers in the NFL, number 5.
wow, okay.
Actually, the original number of Joe Flacco as well, but also the original number of Mr. Rippin' Sigs himself, Blake Bortles. Maybe he'll bring some of that Blake Bortles swag to this game.
Yeah, and throw 4 interceptions and 4 touchdowns.
That's right.
Let's do give me the Jets to
Just throw
win.
that loop to loop.
That's right. Give me the Jets to win. Give me the
Okay.
Bears to cover because I don't know what's going
Like,
to happen with this game. The Jets have the better defense, in my opinion. I mean, what are your thoughts here, Boog?
I mean, this is our book's version of a backdoor hedge. I think that Justin Fields, if he wasn't playing against the Jets defense this weekend, I think he could get back to his winning ways. But unfettered by Zach Wilson's putrid performance, I think that Robert Saleh is going to come out here and try to, I think he's going to try to show people why he was hired, and by doing so, he's going to take a lot of risks and take a lot of put a lot of swag out there on the defensive side of things. So I think we're going to find that Justin Fields is going to be bottled up in special ways to where he can't get his running game going, and if he can't get his running game going, it's remains to be seen if he can pass his way out of it. So far, over the past several weeks, it seems that he cannot. So um, it remains to be seen what the combination of the OC for the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields can do when they're bottled up like that. But I'm also going to take the Jets to win, but take the Chicago Bears for the backdoor cover or for the hedge win.
Absolutely, man. I completely agree with you.
You can get no worse on the offensive side of the ball for the New York Jets. So this is only neutral or a win for them.
Absolutely, I completely agree, man. Another win that I think we're going to see this weekend is Washington. They're really on a tear right now. They're hosting the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know if Chase Young is playing this weekend, but regardless, I'll take Washington. Atlanta just seems like they're in a free fall right now, so I'll take Washington to win. I'll take Atlanta to cover because I feel like it's going to be one of those NFC defensive games for whatever reason.
Yeah.
What are you thinking out here, bud?
I mean, if Chase Young he's listed as questionable currently. If Chase Young is playing, then I think the Atlanta running game would be sufficiently bottled up that this might be the week that Arthur Smith decides to put out Desmond Ridder because Marcus Mariota just cannot get anything fucking going. But he's listed as questionable right now. Just for the sake of 4.5 points is a lot for a team that is running off of Heineke luck, the Heineke bump, you might say. So I am going to take. Oops. I'm putting an L in the Denver Carolina game, which is going to be an L for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, featured 1:00 game. Garth gets to watch is just a garbage heap. I am going to take Atlanta. I'm going to take the plus 4.5. And just let that ride and see what happens. I have no faith necessarily that the Heineke train is going to continue to roll. He's a gamer. He's tough. He'd want his daughter to date him. Blah blah blah. But I don't necessarily believe he has staying power in this league. So I think he's gonna regress to the mean at some point, and this week might be it.
Absolutely, man. Next up, of course, we got a Denver at Carolina. Boy, what a snooze fest. Denver's favored.
Not even that much. There's been a lot of other side action on this one.
I just have to yawn because this game is going to be so fucking boring. Let me get.
Yeah, the line has moved a lot thanks to Carolina. Well, no, would it be? No, it would be Carolina money, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swinging back towards Denver way. Dude, Denver fucking sucks, man. Carolina fucking sucks. It's gonna be a battle of.
Talk about it. Yeah, just talk about it, man. Talk about how much you don't want to see this.
Yeah, dude. Like, who's gonna be fucking worse? Like, am I gonna watch Russell Wilson scramble around, miss a bunch of throws, or am I gonna watch Baker Mayfield and/or PJ Walker and/or Sam Darnold and/or the broom guy who swept up section 345 last night? Like, who am I gonna see out here throwing the ball around? Because I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna see a lot of points, and this is gonna be part of my prop, dude. The under here is probably gonna be 25. Like less.
Oh, you wanna put your name on that? I mean, you can take the over/under line, which is 36 right now. Likely the lowest of any this week.
Dude, I'm taking the under all day. Are you kidding me? You think dude, it's gonna be like 10-14 or something stupid, man? Like
under. What was it again? 36. It's putrid. An 18-18 game, a 15-21, or that's sounds about right, honestly.
Yeah, dude, like it's just terrible.
And it truly is. It truly is the lowest point total this week. Even the absolutely nasty Monday night game of Steelers Colts. That's even higher than that. So
I don't know, man. Give me Denver, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
Just give me Denver.
Who gives a damn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me Denver. Give me the spread. Who you got, bro?
I'll take the point. I'll bank on PJ Walker having just like in the last 2 minutes suddenly turning into, Brett Favre and throwing, 45 piss missiles at the absolute end of the game when he's been, kind of just shit in the bed, chugging along, slower in a molasses for the first 3 quarters. Just, wouldn't want to touch this with a 38.5 foot pole,
No,
honestly.
I agree, man.
You need to find a place that has, League Pass or Red Zone or something and just watch that instead, because this is going to be a nothing burger.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Speaking of a team that really needs to get off, can't be slow as molasses. We're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens are favored to win by 3.5. I think that the Ravens are going to win. I think that
Okay.
they will win by 3.5, but we need the Ravens to lose. Just like as AFC Northers, we need the Ravens to lose, man. Can Jacksonville do it? I mean, I don't know, man. Baltimore's been playing close games against like everybody this year, it seems like. They haven't
Yeah.
blown anybody out of the water. Like they almost lost to fucking Carolina last week. Like what
Yeah,
what
let us not forget that they spent like the first 3 weeks of the season, giving away commanding leads in the last quarter
Mhm.
to so many teams, including Miami.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'll take Baltimore here. I hope the
Okay.
Jacksonville wins, but I'll take Baltimore. What about you, Boogie?
Well,
What are you thinking here?
I'm looking at the weather for TIA Bank Field in Duval County, and it's going to be 79 degrees and stormy, which is going to probably work in Baltimore's favor. It's going to favor more running, but if the running game gets stuffed, what is Lamar going to do in the rain? Is he going to be able to throw it on a rope to uh I've forgotten his tight end's name. Fantastic. All right,
Mark
we're doing
Andrews?
great. Mark Andrews, thank you.
I
I
hope
got
so.
Mark, but I was going to call him Mark Jackson. I guess I thought he was the coach of the Warriors or something. Um,
Yeah, like 15
like
years ago, I
15 years ago.
think.
Yeah. I'll take Baltimore to win as well. I mean, Baltimore just feels inevitable at this point. It feels like they're going to come out of here with maybe a 11-6, 12-5 kind of record, just from the absolute like cupcake schedule they get to end out the year. I don't think they're going to be terribly perturbed by 79 and stormy. And I don't think, unfortunately, the Jaguars are just not in a position to really put up much of a fight on offense or defense at this point in the season.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Another team that just really can't put up a fight at all is the Arizona Cardinals, who are going to be hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. Los Angeles is favored 4.5. I think it should be more. I don't know if
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's hamstring is still injured, but I'm taking the Chargers here. But what are you thinking?
Kyler Murray is returning as well as Marquise Hollywood Brown, according to the Arizona Cardinals Twitter account. They are activating him from IR. He's likely to be on a pitch count. Um, I'm gonna Against my better judgment, I am going to take the points and take my team bias with the Arizona Cardinals and hope that they can, with the addition of their leading receiver from several weeks ago, a man who was on pace to get 1,500 yards on the season, that he can come back from his foot injury and be relatively productive, and that all of their other skill position players, except for Zach Ertz, who has gone on IR, and just continued the cavalcade of Cardinals who cannot stay healthy and cannot stay on the field. I'm gonna take for granted that somebody's gonna go off this game. D Hop will of course be his usual golden boy
Yeah,
self, but it's gonna
100 yards minimum.
yeah, absolutely 100 yards, maybe a touchdown, maybe not, but um, I'm hoping that the Arizona could at least keep it close this time instead of getting absolutely dog walked. What was it, 38-10 last time? With the re-addition of Kyler Murray, but who knows if he's been looking more at uh, you know, circle strategy or if he's been actually looking at his film for this week. We'll see.
I don't know. I guess we'd have to look up. We'd have to know his Activision ID. We could definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Look, man, Another team that really needs to get it figured out is the Las Vegas Raiders, who are going on the road to Seattle. Seattle is favored 3.5. The Raiders, of course, with that big upset victory over the terrible Denver Broncos last week.
Means nothing.
Really, two of their three wins have come against the Broncos. I'm gonna take Seattle here, man.
Hmm.
12th man. You got Seattle is just playing very consistently well. So I'll go ahead and take Seattle here. Boogie, I see you're doing the same.
It's
Okay.
Seattle at home. It's a cold weather game. I don't think the Raiders are going to be, ready for that. Obviously, as you said, the Raiders have just been winning against the lowly Denver Broncos. This may be another game where Derek Carr and Devontae Adams put up buckets, but nothing much else is going on in favor of the Raiders.
No, man. Too many
Um,
injuries. Just it's been a battle of attrition with them, man. And I mean, with your big tight end and another great receiver out on IR, like they're not playing the rest of the year. So
mhm.
what's the
I mean,
point?
as we can see here, there's been some money throughout the week going Seattle's way. As I can't believe I'm saying this in 2022, but the steady hand of Geno Smith is going to lead the Seahawks to a comfortable victory.
Yeah, I know, right? I can't believe we're saying it either. But the kid's balling, man. Good for him. He's tearing it up. Another team that's absolutely tearing it up, Kansas City Chiefs, who are going to be hosting a another injury-ridden Los Angeles Rams team. If, if this isn't
Whoa!
if
Hold
it,
on. We're getting some more movement. But out. Full point on an already outrageous spread. This is college football numbers. This is unreal.
and and you know what's even more unreal is as ridiculous
That
as it sounds because it's week 12 and I know what I've been watching. I'm taking it. I'm taking Casey across the board. Give me. I mean, they should win by 17. I
they
think
are not to be denied.
easy. I mean, they might go 20. They might go up 28-10 and coast it the rest of the game. Doesn't really matter. Kansas City just looks incredible, man. So I'm gonna take Kansas
Isn't
City.
it? Isn't it wild that, just a few years ago, the Rams and the Chiefs were able to put together a game of, 54-51 with Jared Goff as the, quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams, and now the Los Angeles Rams can't buy 17 points for love nor money.
No,
It's wild to
they
me.
can, man. I mean, the Super Bowl hangover is real. Luckily, the Bengals have figured out how to get like any wins at all, but the Rams just look in shambles, man. Like they don't know what's going on. Is
The
how
Rams the Rams did the equivalent of like soloing a bottle of 151 and then lit their breath on fire. Like that's how bad it's gone for them this year.
yeah, I agree, man.
Good lord.
Jeez. Another team that's on the rise, though, man. Of course, the San Francisco 49ers, who are going to be hosting the New Orleans Saints. San Francisco is favored 9. Okay, that means some money's moving over to New Orleans side. I'm going to take San Francisco to win, but because I know the NFC, I'm going to take New Orleans to cover. Andy Dalton has been playing very, very well. San Francisco
Hmm.
has a really good defense. San Francisco will score more points. However, New Orleans they may fuck around and just hang around, man. What are your thoughts here, Boogie?
Hmm. Really good question. I don't know if Cam Jordan is still out. He broke his Iron Man streak last week due to I think he had an orbital fracture.
Oh wow,
Let me check on Cam Jordan. Because if Cam Jordan is in, I believe he is enough of a game wrecker. He's one of those guys who through his play alone he can make a defensive impact on the quarterback, especially a quarterback of such inconsistent, if handsome, quality as
incredibly
the
handsome.
quarterback for the incredibly handsome, beautiful man. All Cameron Jordan has said in the last few days is thankful and España, relax. Or
Yeah,
whenever I'm in the bathroom, I know where a kid or a wife gonna need me the most. So no word back on that. I'm betting he's still. If it's an orbital
what?
fracture, I'm betting he's yeah. That's.
Whatever. Yeah, okay.
I guess he's now talking about his eyeball on social media. So I think I will also. I mean, I don't think I don't think New Orleans has the horses to get it going here. I think they've become more consistent in their offensive scheme, and they've found something that's worked over the past several weeks. But I don't think Juwan Johnson and Alvin Kamara, as currently constructed with Andy Dalton, are going to be enough. Even with how astounding Chris Olave, how much of a gem he's been. I don't think they're going to have enough horses to necessarily stand up to the San Francisco onslaught, as San Francisco looks to really secure its spot at the top of the NFC West, fending off the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the NFC, of course, we've got the top spot in the Philadelphia Eagles, who are going to be hosting the Green Bay Packers. Philadelphia is favored by 7, and favored by 6.5. And I'm going to take Philadelphia to win. I'll take Green
Mm-hmm.
Bay to cover. Green Bay has played well against teams they have no business playing well against, and they've lost to teams that they have no business losing to. It's kind of like one of those things where is Christian Watson going to go off and have 3 touchdowns and 200 yards, or are they just gonna throw a bunch of balls that are dropped and neither running back is gonna run at all? I think Philadelphia, the Eagles are gonna fly, man. They're gonna go to what 10-1
10
after
and
this
1.
one. Yeah, yeah. So I got Philly, man. What are your thoughts here, Boogie?
I'm loving the fact that this line has moved back to 6.5. It's nice that there's some money going on the Green Bay side, so I can justify to myself saying that the Eagles are going to win by a touchdown. I mean, even if Jair Alexander is able to put the clamps on AJ Brown, the Eagles still have enough horses on the offensive side with Devontae Smith and Miles Sanders and the astounding running ability of Jalen Hurts to put the Hurts on Green Bay. And on the other side of the ball, I just still don't believe in Aaron Rodgers. It just seems like he's been unfocused this year. I don't know if it's he's doing too many media appearances or he's, vomiting too much on his weekdays from purging. He just doesn't seem focused enough. And I think the Eagles, after they had their scare with the I'm about to call it the Wizards. They're not the Wizards. The Washington Commanders, which actually both of those sound like ranks in the KKK. So this is kind of, I mean, Washington kind of has a problem, an image problem, I think, but we'll go into that another day. Um, I believe that the Philadelphia Eagles are focused and ready to go, especially when they want to show out in front of their fans on Sunday Night Football at the Link.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think they're absolutely going to ball, man. Philadelphia is definitely going all the way as long as they, again, we've talked about it before, secure home field advantage. They could definitely do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
But last
How are we
up,
feeling? How are we feeling about a Dolphins Eagles Super Bowl? Where are we at with that? It is the best skills position players against the best skill position players, at least on offense.
I know you don't want to hear this, but
Yeah.
it's probably going to be San Francisco, Buffalo.
Mm. I mean, that does make the most sense. I've been kind of touting Dolphins Eagles as kind of a outside the box for the past week or so, especially
Yeah,
since my father-in-law is in from Philly and we've been talking a lot of Eagles over the past week.
and I mean
So
that's good. The Eagles are very, very good, man. But again,
mhm.
like if you're gonna lose to the Commanders like that too and get blown out, not even like oh damn, they had the ball last and they drove and kicked a field goal, but like really got like your shit kicked in at home. Like I don't know,
It's not always the team with the best record is the one that gets hot at the right moment. And
man.
San
Correct.
Francisco's
San Francisco
quietly
is
turned the heat up.
yeah they are. They're getting really hot, man. Another team I don't want to play in the playoffs is Cincinnati Bengals, dude. If we secure that wild card, man, we've proven we can go on the road and really just go toe to toe with anybody. So I think that this weekend will be a test. We may fuck around and absolutely dominate Tennessee. No one really knows, man, and that's what I love about the NFL. It's like it's cool on
If we
paper.
can if we can lay the wood on the Tennessee Titans this weekend, I'm like I Cincinnati's winning out in my book. If we can put it on them like that, and go
Even with the
to
Chiefs next week at home.
doesn't matter if
You're
you
right.
can if you
Right, it
if
doesn't.
you can if you can prove to yourself that you can stop what has been a weakness for you all season and probably one of your biggest weaknesses, there's to me Anarumo's able to, address any weakness that he wants to. And once we get Jamar Chase back, I mean, bada bing, it's over.
Yeah, the
You know,
sky's the
we're
limit,
going
really. Yeah,
yeah, we're going 13-4. We might take the North anyway. Like that's how much I believe.
absolutely, man. A couple of teams that don't really believe in Pittsburgh at Indianapolis to really finish up this Week 12 slate. Of course, we got um, Pittsburgh Steelers coming off a really hot first half performance against Cincinnati Bengals last week, going up against a Jeff Saturday led Indianapolis team that just looks like they're like a brand new football team. It's actually
Hmm.
really wild to watch. Did Indy win last week?
They're looking good. I think that they did win. Let's find out.
No, I'm looking. I just scrolled up. I don't see Indianapolis
Oh,
here.
sorry, no, they were playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, so they got buzzsawed.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so
Yeah.
that's a tough team to have to win against. The
Yeah.
9-1 team and all that.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, they covered the spread though. So
Hmm. Yeah.
all I'm saying is Indianapolis at home, Jeff Saturday, man. I think Indy's going to run away with this one. Give me Indianapolis. Give me the three. They're going to have a really great defense. Matt Ryan's a veteran, so let's see. Let's see if he can really bring it home. I mean, Boogie, what are you looking for from this game?
Um, what I'm looking for or what I'm looking at is the Pittsburgh Steelers team that put up 30 against the Bengals last week. I know a lot. I know at least one of those touchdowns was garbage time, but um, in between,
Genuine
in between,
23 points is good, man.
yeah, absolutely. And against an Indianapolis team who was uneven to start the season and is surging now, I still believe that the Pittsburgh defense can kind of put the hurt on Matt Ryan a little bit, make him a little skittish in the pocket. Get some, Cameron Hayward still has it to be able to get some penetration up the middle, and old quarterbacks hate nothing more than penetration up the middle.
Mhm.
So I think if the Pittsburgh Steelers can put Matt Ryan off his throwing game just by a hair, there's going to be some good interceptions available. If they were able to get 2 picks against Joe Burrow last week, I think that they could get 2 or 3 against Matt Ryan
I think
and
so.
win the turnover battle, and in that win the game. So I am happy to take Pittsburgh and take the points. And for two teams that are middling to bad right now, I'll take the one who's the underdog, just for the sake of it, and the one who's shown that they still have a very elitely coached defense by one of the best defensive head coaches in the NFL.
Absolutely, brother. I mean, well, with that being said, do you have anything that really speaks to you this week? Are you putting a prop on anything and or anybody? Where's your head out there, bud?
I may, huh? I may have to take you up on an over under this week.
Okay. What are you feeling?
Oh, this is a juicy one. I'm going to make a very unwise move, if you'll allow me. We're going to take the Houston Miami game. We're going to take an over of 47, and I mean it's going to be Miami putting up 48-0. That's the kind of game I expect to see out of them.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
so it doesn't matter if Houston doesn't score any points. I kind of believe that Miami can, if they're truly serious, they can lay the wood on Houston. And I get it. There may be some garbage time touchdowns from Houston, but I think,
It
let me
like
do some
really
math in my
works in
head.
your favor.
If they do a 35-14 game, obviously I'm satisfied.
Mhm. Absolutely, man. I agree. I think you know, made some great picks this week, brother. I'm really excited to watch these games. Of course, that big matchup tomorrow morning, man, with Cincinnati and Tennessee. I'm really looking
Hmm.
at that Baltimore Jacksonville game as well. And who else needs to lose? The Jets need to lose.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, Kansas City's gonna get in either way, so it doesn't really matter.
Let's get the Cardinals to kind of put the Chargers to bed for the season. Get them out of any running.
Yeah,
We're
that'd be
sitting
cool,
at
man.
5-5 right now. Just put them at 5-6 and let them quietly waste away.
Yeah, that'd be nice as well. Hey, maybe Houston will surprise the world and beat Miami, right? That'd be crazy.
Mm-hmm. Lovey Smith's last hurrah.
Yeah, right. Why not, dude? Yeah, brother. You got any more thoughts, feelings, concerns before we sign off here?
Um, can't say that I do, other than the fact that mac and cheese is an undefeated Thanksgiving dish, and I think that people who say that mac and cheese doesn't belong at the Thanksgiving table don't really understand the true meaning of the season.
I
How about you,
I
buddy?
agree, man. Dude, I'm a big stuffing guy. I'm stuffing all the way, man. It's
Hmm.
fire stuffing. We'll continue to eat fire stuffing. There was way too much stuffing, and now I'm just gonna be stuffed. So,
Yeah, truly.
but hell yeah, yo, guys, from one too dope bro to another. You enjoy the rest of this absolutely beautiful weekend. Enjoy Week 12 slate. We'll catch you on Wednesday with, of course, all these games. We're gonna run it down and give you our picks for Thursday night football. Peace.